Hello and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm Doug.
Oh, you didn't have a special name for yourself this time.
I always forget until the moment you start to say, hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, name. So I have the 3-second gap of time to think of something. Like, nope.
Well, I'm impressed with your quick wit normally. So,
Because when you were saying from Earth to Namek to Sadala, I'm like, oh, now he needs to add to Vampa.
That's true. Let's throw Vampa in there.
That's too much, but yeah, you get it.
We get it. We're the world's strongest under the heavens duo here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. Doug, what's new with you, man?
Well, I had a sickness. I caught a cold last week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, during Thanksgiving week, so I didn't get to go see family or anything. I just stayed home and was sick, and not even that sick where I'm enough to like play games or watch movies. I was just slept the entire time, so it sucked.
Oof, man, that's a bummer. Did you at least, do something to cheer up your spirits? Get some good food somewhere?
No, but this week made up for it, because in my hunt for Blastoise in the Pokemon card game, I finally pulled him out of one of the packs that I just fortunately was able to scramble together from like a random GameStop. I found like a pack, and I found a few packs, and yeah, I got him. I was so happy, so excited. And then something we'll talk about later that can now help me read the Dragon Ball Super manga was a gift that you had given me that I just got today, and I'm just still so off the wall about it, man. Can't thank you enough. You got me a tablet, so now I'm forced to read the Super manga.
I mean, I did threaten you in the last podcast.
And I was like, just a joke. I'm like, yeah, haha. I need to joke about a new car next time or something.
I mean, it was a half joke. I'm like, I wanted to get you one, but I needed to wait to see what the deals were going to be like. I'm like, aha, Black Friday is my day. This is gonna
be a game changer, man. This is going to be awesome. But how about you, man? How was your 2 weeks?
It was good times. Had some good times being with the fam, and good times with that. We played this one game. It's like, I can't remember the name. It's like Cards Against Humanity. You know the game.
Yeah.
But it's text message themed. So the card you draw is somebody texting you something, and then everybody else gives their replies. And the best part, besides it being fun as fuck, was that my grandfather, who is like 82, played with us.
Oh, wow.
And it is so wild to listen to him read these, because it's very contemporary young people text messages.
Yeah, to hear that coming out of an 80-year-old man's voice.
Yep. I mean, he was all into it. He was playing good. He was scoring points. It was great.
That's so funny. Oh, so it's not like an expansion pack to Cards Against Humanity. It's just a game. No. It's just a kind of game that's similar to that.
Yeah, it's like a reskin, basically. Oh,
that's cool. I need to look into that and do it with my family, too.
Yeah, I'll find out what the name is, and I'll let you know. Because it was great. Other than that, I was getting onto a One Piece kick, what with the 1000th episode happening, and
I saw the 30 seconds clip of one fight scene. It looked fantastic. I'm like, wow.
I've just seen so much about it, and I'm like, man, I fell off of One Piece a long ass time ago. I should really try and get back into it again. So I'm starting from the beginning, reading the manga
again.
Yep, I finished volume 1 today. I'm not going to try and marathon it super hard, but I'm gonna see what we can do. And I was also introduced, at the same time I was downloading the manga, one of my buddies texted me. He's like, have you ever heard of One Piece?
One Piece.
I was like, I've heard of One Piece. I don't know what that is. He's like, so Dragon Ball Kai, this is a fan re-edit of One Piece to remove all of the filler, and it's actually very good.
Oh. That's a clever name then, too. One Piece.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought he actually just misspoke.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was like, oh, okay. So I downloaded the first few episodes of that, and I'll give that a try.
Nice. But the manga is definitely the way to go with that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially how long the series is now.
Yeah, and I always felt like I like the One Piece art style, but I always felt like during the more frenetic stuff, it was hard to read and be readable for what is happening.
Yeah.
So I found a fan edit of the full color editions with an English translation. So I'm reading that, and I'm like, this is a bit more readable. I like this.
You have the hookups, man. You know where to find everything. I need to just go to you for all my illegal sources.
I'll hook you up. Well, look, I'd gladly pay for it, but if they don't want my money, they don't want to release that shit here. That's the thing.
I would gladly pay for all this shit. I'd pay for, I don't know, the Broly movie without a tint of green.
Yeah, without a tint of green, and maybe recast one of the voice actors.
Yeah. Or a movie, Battle of Gods, with the Japanese insert song.
Yeah,
fully Japanese.
No, same here. I would do the same thing, but that's not what they want to do for us.
I remember being like a 13 or 14-year-old kid and thinking man, if I had just if I was a millionaire, I'd give Funimation like $1 million just so they could do all this, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't think that's how the world really works now, but...
No. But it was nice to dream.
Yeah, it was. Just to have money. Just here, just take my money. Just give me what I want.
Make my dreams come true. But speaking of dreams coming true, man we saw a movie.
A fantastic movie that lived up to the hype that we gave it.
God, I was looking forward to it, and I had high expectations seeing it for like the 7th time, and it did not disappoint. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Rewatching this movie gave me so many emotions that are like, oh, yeah, that this was a fantastically drawn, fantastically written story. Like, It's not a complex story by any means, but it's still... I feel like it's complex for Dragon Ball. Because for all intents and purposes, this should be just a fight kind of movie. Like BoJack or Lord Slug or whatever. It's just stuff like a fight movie.
Right.
But the first like half hour or so is really solidifies, a good space.
We should mention what movie we watched, which was...
They know what movie we watched. No, go ahead. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It's Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Broly.
Yeah. Doug, would you mind telling people what this movie is all about besides gushing all over it?
That's all I can do. But with the destruction of Planet Vegeta, 3 Saiyans were scattered throughout the universe. While 2 found a home on Earth, the 3rd was raised with a burning desire for vengeance and developed an unbelievable power. Destinies collide as Goku and Vegeta find themselves up against a terrible, destructive force, Broly.
Yeah. So, this movie premiered in theaters in Japan December 14th, 2018, about 2.5 years after Resurrection F, and 9 months after the end of the Super TV series. It was directed by Tatsuya Nagamine, and it's the kind of like debut of like this whole new look to Dragon Ball, where we've got Naohiro Shintani at the helm doing character designs and everything, rather than Yamamuro, who's been kind of in charge since a long time ago, back in the 90s.
Maybe like really not like the way it looks. Like
it's very hard to go back to like Super and things and be like, oh,
it is. Like this style is just the perfect evolution of what we needed.
Hell yeah. So normally, like, we go through the movie beat by beat and stuff like that, but, there's just so much to this movie that's so good. Like, I just kind of, like, I feel like you should just watch it. There's nothing we could say that would be, like, be able to describe how this movie is. Just go watch it. And that's what I was thinking
also while watching it. Like, how are we going to talk about this movie when, like, 70% of it is just a great fight scene? But it's still, like, broken up into segments of, like, the Vegeta fight, the Goku fight, and so on and so forth. But...
Heck yeah.
Nah, the movie just... I love the whole aspect of getting a different perspective of Frieza Force members and how they're not all just bad people. They all just like want kind of jobs. Like Chi-Chi, Lai, and is it Lemon?
Lemo.
Yeah, and Lemo. Like, those are 2 fantastic characters that have their own distinct personalities or aren't just like brush off characters. It's great to add them to the cast.
Yeah. This movie's kind of broken up into 3 distinct parts. Like, the beginning is kind of like introducing us to these 3 Saiyans that all have very different, like, life paths and, like, how their lives start.
Which I love how they show that. Just...
Oh, yeah.
Goku, Vegeta, Broly. Just these 3 Saiyans that were, like the description in the beginning said, they were just scattered throughout different universes and then brought together.
Yep, we've got to see them at the very beginning of their development. All 3 of them are in like the baby pods throughout the movie, like in this beginning part. And it's kind of a bit of a backstory for this new version of Broly, as well as adapting Dragon Ball Minus, a bonus chapter in the Jocko Galactic Patrolman manga, which I know had a lot of hate about that chapter.
I was telling you about it, but I can't remember where I read it or heard it from, but it was either a forum post or a video on YouTube, or I think it was a guest on the Content You podcast about Minus. And they were explaining how, Minus really doesn't help sell the character of Goku as the outlanding Saiyan that came. He's supposed to be a weapon, but he actually, being raised on Earth, gained humanity, and he's the special case. But with Minus making it, oh no, everyone can be a special case on Planet Vegeta because they're all just kind of Earthlings as well with like different emotions and everything. Instead of just fighting, as that race was supposed to be like literally just fighting, no family, that's it.
Right. I mean, in this, we didn't really have a lot of Goku being, not a horrible heathen warrior like he was in the anime before he hit his head. I mean, he's in a pod and unconscious, and then he's in a space pod, and like it's his mom and dad.
That's what it is. You just see it through Bardock. The fact that Bardock's characteristic is not oh, it's just the kid. How strong is he? He's not strong. He's not worth anything. He's not worth my time. That's not what we get in this special, in this movie. But they do it so well. It's constructed so well that you're rushed into the emotion. You feel what Bardock's feeling. Like he's destroyed all his life. It'd be nice to save something. He's kind of like he's like kind of reflecting on himself, like because Frieza's coming to obviously kill all them. And he's like, yeah, I was known as the weaker class. I'm going to save my son, happening to my son, is the weaker class from the tyranny.
Yeah. And Broly's story is great. Like, it's very much similar to what happened in the original movie 8, where he's super powerful and King Vegeta is obviously not down with having this threat to his throne here. But at least, he brings up, he's like, at least I'm not murdering him outright and I'm sending him off somewhere else to die anyway. But, it's very similar, and at least we get to see, like, bits of Paragus being, like, a concerned father, because he's not happy about that, and he, like, goes off to, like, save his son, so...
Well, no, I thought about that, too, while watching it. I think he's not concerned for his son. He's concerned over his own pride.
This is his chance.
I created this creature that happens to be super strong. I need to save this so that I can have this power through him, you know what I mean? Like, it's not... I didn't get that sense of like, oh, it's my son and he's my... For a second I did. That's when I thought, no, that's not really Paragus.
Yeah,
like,
that's very true.
As the rest movie shows. So it's like, this is a strong creature I need to protect because it's my chance. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second portion of the film is kind of the setup to everything, where we've got Frieza looking for the Dragon Balls. We've got Broly and Paragus like still living on Vampa 41 years later before Chilai and Lemo show up. And... kind of getting all the pieces set for where we were going to go for this.
Yeah.
Which also has some really great moments of, exploring this new character who Broly is and all of this nice setup here. Before getting into just the most bombastic battle of Dragon Ball ever.
Yeah, because I feel like this Broly is a much more relatable Broly than the PTSD Broly we got in movie 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's there's so much here of the movie 8 Broly, but Toriyama just puts the spin on things of just like making it a little bit different and giving a little more character. And it's like, it's perfect. This is great.
And the fact that like Broly and Goku have no connection whatsoever in this timeline is fantastic too. Like it didn't need to be there. And when Broly and Vegeta and Goku finally do meet, it really feels cool when you try to remember that in this timeline, there is no movie 8, 9, or 11. Or 8, 10, and 11. Like, these are... And actually, in this timeline, there's no movies. So, they haven't met Tullus or any other Saiyan in any other movies. This is the first time 2 Saiyans come out of nowhere on Earth and just, like... Goku's like, hey, we're all Saiyans. Let's get along. And that doesn't happen right then and there, but...
Except for Tobble. Tobble happened, but...
Yes, you're right. Tobble did happen.
But yeah, you're right. This is kind of like the first time it's like, oh, there's another one of us that is actually a warrior.
And that standoff is like really cool where they're in the ice and Goku and Vegeta are wearing their cool ass jackets and their Paragus and Broly are on the side, on Frieza's side. It's a really cool standoff and a really cool, like, whoa, new Saiyans.
So I want to talk through something, and maybe it's just I didn't think about it this way a lot before and I missed something. But, we're shown that Broly is really this kind, caring person, and his father is just kind of a dick and like molding him into the warrior he wants him to be, and also he's got like an anger problem, and that's why he's got the device around his neck and stuff.
Yeah,
right. Now, when they land on Earth and they finally meet like Goku and Vegeta, without even an order from his dad, Broly is already like. His hackles are up and he's growling and he's getting angry. I was trying to think this time, why is he angry? And my thought, the only thing that I could think of was he sees Vegeta and like maybe he knew who King Vegeta was. And he's like, it's your family's fault that I got stuck on that planet with my abusive father and I'm going to take it out on you. And like, that's just the thing that snaps his rage.
Right.
Like,
and I'm sure his father beat it into Broly's head that Vegeta's the reason why we're here. And like, so through that, like, thought process, Broly, who's abused by his father, it's just like, he's just blaming Vegeta for all that.
Yeah. There's been plenty of times while I was watching this and like, after that, I'm like, he's still just so angry. I don't get it. Like, he has no reason, like Goku brings up, like, there's no reason for us to be fighting. You don't need to be doing this. Like, you don't have to listen to your dad.
Well, I think they set it up with, I like how these movies kind of give you all the information you need within this movie. So we don't necessarily need to like go into our deep Dragon Ball lore to pull up information. In this movie, in the beginning, Paragus specifically says to that other Saiyan that rides with them in the very beginning that, hey, don't stare at the moon too long. You'll lose yourself. You're going to be uncontrollable. And I think that's just what Broly is when he's just that angry. It's that Ozaru Great Ape state that he's in. He's uncontrollable. And I think that's why they mentioned it in the beginning. Like, that's what I mean by I love these kind of movies where it gives you everything you need in that.
Yeah.
The hints.
That's what I was going to get to, was that basically once he's angry, he's snapped and he's just going to go all out rage, and he's uncontrollable, not like from his father, like, oh, I can't, tell him what to do. It's like literally Broly does not have control over himself.
Exactly,
so it's like, all right, cool. Like, whatever in my brain was the last few times I was watching, I'm like, yeah, why is he so mad all the time? I'm like, well, because that's his thing, man. I don't know why I didn't think
movie
about it.
It's just Goku cry. That's why.
Yeah.
No, and the PTSD and all that, the triggers a trigger, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to keep, because I found the newfound respect for movie 8 Broly after talking to Sarah Yummy, like how it's like, it's actually PTSD that he has, is that tragedy, and that Goku crying is just a trigger for him. Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think, like I said, this Broly is a much more relatable, a much easier concept to grasp than the PTSD. I know PTSD is still a very relatable thing, but not, I guess, to us personally, you know what I mean?
Right. It's he's got extra dimension to him. He's not just the one thing. So we can all be like, okay, well, we've all been in instances where we're forced to do things we don't want to.
I'm sure kids don't have PTSD, or not yet. They're not triggered yet.
Hopefully not. Oof.
Man,
you had brought up, like, we don't need to dig back into Dragon Ball lore to really enjoy this movie. I brought it home once, and I had my mom watch it. And she's very, like, tertiary knowledge. Like, I'd be down, and I used to, when I lived at home, the basement was kind of like my area, and I was like playing probably like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and she's like there doing laundry, and then there's the transformations that you can do in the game, and she's like stopped and was just watching as I like did one of those. She's like, is he Super Saiyan now? I'm like, yeah, that's right. You got it. So I had her watch this movie, and like the only bit of like that I stopped to explain, I'm like, okay, so here's the deal with like Frieza's like back and like all this stuff. Like they'll mention that he was dead and he's back, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, yeah, I got it. And then she like maybe had one question other than that, but she was digging it.
That's awesome. Great. Yeah. I thought you said she had to explain all the different Super Saiyan forms that Goku had to go through. Like, what is all this?
Right. I mean, thankfully they spared us, and there's only one original Super Saiyan form. They're not like 1 and then 2 and then 3. Okay, now we're gonna go to God.
That'd have been cool to kind of sprinkle in there, but it definitely would have seemed unnecessary and kind of too much.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But there were a lot of great callbacks in this movie too, with just like ways scenes were shot, like Broly like powering up at the very end with like the shirt off. I think it's like frame for frame what the other Broly movies had him.
Yep,
and the whole like grabbing Goku as he does Gohan in the earlier movie and like slamming his face up against the wall, and this one it's ice. Oh, it's so great, such great stuff.
And the power up, and then like the circular things coming out and like changing color of like the background.
Oh yeah, like the universe kind of like shifting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
Just so good.
Can we talk about Gine? Is it Gine or Gine? Gine, and how I was telling you how weird it is to find her attractive, because it's like finding your best friend's mom hot.
Right.
Because we've known Goku for so long, and like, oh man, she's cute. Oh wait, that's Goku's mom though. That's kind of weird, but damn, still, she's a cutie.
Right, absolutely a cutie. There's too many cuties in this. There's her, and then there's Chilai.
Oh man, Broly. Oh my god, the biggest boobs of the movie.
The best boobs. Best boobs is Broly. Absolutely.
That one Frieza Force guy punches him straight in there, like not even a jiggle.
Oh, no.
It's all perky in there.
He's got some tight titties for a 40-some-year-old man.
But speaking of tight titties, Bulma, I think it's my first time watching. This is my first time watching in the Japanese, and I didn't notice that whoever replaced the late
Hisakawa.
Yeah, whoever replaced her did a great job, and I didn't really notice until you brought it up that.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh, this is the last thing with her." I'm like, "No, this is the first thing with the new actress."
Yeah, you're right, because she passed away, I think, right before the tournament arc, the Universal Tournament arc in Super.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, once you pointed it out, I could definitely pick up on it, but if you didn't tell me anything, I definitely would not have noticed. So it was great.
She does a fantastic job.
She does. Is she in anything else that I would know?
Yeah, she was Sailor Mercury in the 90s.
Okay.
But a whole ton of stuff, but that's the only thing that's really coming to mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Long illustrious career that I'm sure there's a list we could look through and be like, yeah, of course she was in this. Like,
yeah, and also sense. I don't know if you looked it up, but also the late Chris Ayers and how great he did in this movie. Oh my god! Like I'm at the point now. I think it was this movie that I didn't care. I feel like I say this every other movie, but this one definitely is like, I don't care which version I saw, because both the dub and the sub were equally well acted.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think I've seen this movie in English more than I've seen it in Japanese. Granted, I've seen it a ton both ways, but like, I don't have a preference either way. Like, it's really great, other than just the constant thing in my brain whenever I watch anything with Vic. I'm just like, this is tainted.
Like, damn it, it's a shame you're a talented voice actor, because everything else about you is a piece of shit.
We could talk endlessly about all of this whole film, but I know that we have a lot of comments and some long ones that I want to get through.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to hear that too.
So to breeze through this, here's what I want to do. I want you to tell me, let's say three standout things, like little moments or like components of this movie that like bring a smile to your face, give you goosebumps, or just like give you the, oh man, that's so good feeling.
I really liked in the very beginning when they're kind of the Hechala song starts kicking in, and you go through the timeline of like Goku's timeline, and it shows like Vegeta pop in, and they're both kids, and then the camera spins around them both. They gradually turn into adults and then start fighting. Oh, those 5 seconds are beautiful, and
such a good transition to show a passage of time and where we are now.
That's what I tried that's what I tried creating in one of my AMVs. Like, I had this moment where Goku walks by his silhouette of him, and there's like a timeline of all these events in his life. I made it like 5 years before this movie came out, but it doesn't look anywhere near as good as this. But it's what I envisioned mine should have looked like. You know, like, this is what I wanted it to look like, is what this movie made it.
You did what you could with what you had.
Yes, with the skill set I had and currently still do not have. But it looked amazing. The other part was, because I saw it in theaters, we both saw it in theaters separately, but when Vegeta turns Super Saiyan God for the first time in anime form, and the whole crowd, the whole theater was just like erupting in like joy, and it was like, yes, it's fucking awesome, yes, such a great moment, man. Same for you, I'm assuming, right? That moment?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, there was so much cheering at so many different parts, but yeah, everybody was very excited to finally see this thing, because like, one assumed he had this form, and we had seen it in the manga, but it was just like, are they ever going to do this in the anime? And surprise, there it is.
There it is right there. I'm like, oh my god. And you know instantly, once like a red kind of glow goes around, we're like, oh my god, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? They did it. They showed it. Oh my god. It's so cool. And like, I think my third moment has to be Gogeta, and just that whole, I think the whole last 10 minutes minus CG was just fantastic. And just, especially the beams that when he flies up to the sky, and then with both hands, he kind of does like a Masenko style, like just his hand motion, just like down to the earth, and like a billion laser beams are going down. Yeah, that in slow motion, that was amazing. That gives me chills.
He has so many cool techniques and like weird movements for everything, and I love.
It's so great. There was that one where he like Broly's coming at him with a huge punch, and Gogeta just kind of like stops and waves his hands around a lot. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Like,
yes, I do.
That reminds me of like, I think what he did in not Tree of Might, the Wheelo one.
Oh yeah, World's Strongest.
The World's Strongest. Yeah, he has a similar kind of.
Oh yeah, he'd like winds his hands up as Ibifuria and Misokatsun are coming at him.
Damn, you would names me. I don't know how you remember all these names. Ridiculous.
I just remember watching the Ocean dub of it, and then when he introduces those guys and just like mimicking how he says it. It's weird. I was a strange child.
Had like the same kind of like motion. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. I don't think it's a callback, but it's similar like fighting style, I guess. So.
Right.
It's cool to see that too.
I'm trying to narrow it down to 3. It's so hard.
It is.
One of them, I don't know. It's strange that I really like is that moment when Chilai and Lemo get on Vampa and Paragus is talking to them and they get attacked by one of those giant monsters and he just shouts, Broly!
Yes.
And Broly just like the way it's animated for him, like zipping in so fast and just like the quick hit and like everything sort of slows down when he hits him. And just the look that Chilai gives.
That's
of,
when
like
seeing Chilai and the audience falls in love with Broly immediately. Like, oh my God.
I don't know why, but in my brain, I'm like, this feels like the pose he has afterwards feels very like, I don't know, just like a Superman sort of feel to it. And
it does. Like, it really does.
Okay, good. I'm not crazy.
It really does,
Another one of mine would have to just be, I know that somebody brings it up in the comments, but the soundtrack for this movie overall, super great, but I super, super loved like the whole Kakarot, go Broly, go! Like the shouting and stuff.
Yeah.
Over the music,
I guess I'm in the super minority where I do not like that.
Okay, that's fair. I respect it.
I would go as far to say that I hate it.
Okay,
but I love its origins. I hate the execution of it. I don't know. It just seemed kind of. I didn't like it.
That's fair. I know that the first time I saw it, I didn't like it, and I kind of get that feeling. But over time, especially knowing like it originated from seeing these large group viewings, I believe in like South America of the Tournament of Power. Where everybody's kind of cheering.
And they love that so much that they included it in this way. That's such a great idea.
I wouldn't want to see it happen all the time. It would ruin the specialness of it. But like, I don't know. Here, it just feels so good and rad. And like, granted, I'm, you and I watch it together. But like, when I watch this, sometimes I'm alone. And it makes it feel like you are there with that group of people in the theater cheering everything that's happening. That's going on.
I guess I don't get that. I don't get that feeling.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm the only one though, because I've never seen anyone else say anything about that. That's just my opinion. Everyone else loves it. I'm like, I hate it.
I get it.
Kamehameha blast. I don't know.
Saiyan power.
Saiyan power. The music surrounding it is great, but it's just the literal voice dialogue of it. I'm not a fan of.
Absolutely. Gosh, what do I want to say for my third and final one? Oh, it's so hard. It's the tiniest thing, but after Goku brings up that Bulma must have made multiple wishes each time for like becoming 5 years younger, she gets angry, steps on the gas, and he gets thrown to the back of the car and like to all the luggage. Just his laugh and the look of his face and everything, like this feels like OG Dragon Ball young Goku.
It's very reminiscent of that.
Love it.
Even the way Masako Nozawa laughs in that moment, it's just like, wow, it's just how he used to laugh.
Yeah, gosh, it's so good.
It's so great. This movie, I was saying, like, I wish I could marry a movie. Because I would marry this one in a heartbeat.
Oh, without a doubt. You had brought up like one of the complaints is the use of CG in this movie, and we'll say the CG in this way better than anything we've seen in previous Dragon Ball movies.
Not way better, just passable.
I guess, yeah. But here's my thing, and like we're getting a full CG movie for superheroes, which feel how you want to feel. I'm not here to tell you how to feel, but like the CG in there, it could be good, but the thing that I feel bad about is that we've had real good Dragon Ball CG in the past from things like the Dragon Ball Online cinematics. Like, I'm not sure if you ever saw that one, like that's at the tournament and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It feels like Dragon Ball. It looks very distinctive and great.
Even in the games like Fighter Z and the game Kakarot. That CG looks
those are my other two.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, the pre-rendered stuff in Kakarot is out of this world great, and then everything like the actual like fighting and stuff in Fighters, all of their special moves and like ultimate finishes, like those are incredible. If we're gonna do CG, why don't we have something that looks like this? There's clearly people out there that know how to make it good, and I don't know why Toei's like in-house or whoever they're subbing this out to can't get to that level for a major motion picture. It's weird.
And I know for Fighter Z, it's because there's not, I don't think as much work needs to go into, because it's shorter. It's just like special attacks are looking like that. And it's really cool how I think someone like modded and went into the file and messed with the camera. And like when Gohan's doing his one-handed Kamehameha and his fist looks huge, they turn the camera around and show like, they actually made his hand like 10 times the size of his body because it only looks good in that one certain camera angle. But with in the movies, like this Broly movie, it's just one model and it's just the camera spinning around it. And it's not, there's no charm in it that you only get from like hand-drawn stuff. And it's super disappointing.
Totally agree.
And I think they cut to CG like maybe 4 or 5 times, I want to say, and I think only 2 of the times it looks okay, but nothing compared to the drawn that we get surrounding it.
No.
It's just, that's as good. That this is like that. The best CG in this movie is as good as it's gonna get for superheroes, and that's so disappointing to me.
I want it to be good, but at the same time, I'm not expecting anything to be great.
No,
but
I mean
that's
coming out of this, man. It's just that's hard. This should have been the standard from now on to get this quality of animation, and we're just going backwards.
Well, we can hope for the future that things change. I mean, like, most of it is like the animators who worked on this and like other stuff for Toei are busy with like Dragon Quest and other stuff. So
yeah,
we'll see how things go. I
feel bad for the animators because I'm sure they're like overworked and everything, and like this doing CG is the way they can, you know, at least combat some of that stress. But I don't know, man. It's not for me.
Yeah. Give me more of this. This is what I wanted all along, and that's what I want to continue going forward.
And the thing that gets me the most is that I feel like they think it looks cool. Like, I feel like every time they cut to CG, I feel like they're like saying, oh, here, fans.
This is going to blow your tits off.
This is going to blow your fucking tits off. This is amazing, isn't it? She's like, no, I didn't like it 2 movies ago. I don't like it now. And now you're giving me a whole movie of it? Like, they convince themselves that they think it looks cool and that they think we love it.
Yeah. I feel bad because part of my heart is like, I really hope that movie fails horribly, like make no money. And they're like, oh, this is a bad business decision. Fire the guy from the Dragon Ball
idea
room who told us to do that.
CG.
Yeah, that was bad.
But I don't want that because it's Dragon Ball. You don't want it to fail in that aspect.
Because then they'll be like, we're not doing anything for 10 years, and then we'll be screwed.
Just give us all a survey to fill out, and we'll be like, everything was great except for the CG part.
Yeah. I don't want to be being down on a movie that isn't even out yet for any more of this conversation.
I do.
Because, well, we could talk about it off mic, but I want to take a quick break, and then I want to come back and listen to what other people had to say about Broly. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Awesome. All right, we are back, and we get to hear what all you lovely people had to say about Dragon Ball Super Broly. So first up is at Julie YBM, who had to say, the power of frustrated animators unleashed with a healthy production schedule and their full attention to detail allowed. Director Nagamine Tatsuya leads a true revitalization of the franchise by allowing animators to do what they do best. Shimada acting as Broly is immaculate.
Yeah, you were saying how this is the same Broly voice actor as in the original movies, too. I didn't realize that, and yeah, like how he actually gets a speaking role in this movie like he doesn't before. And he does it so well. Like, I like the voice. I like his voice. It was very unfitting for me to hear. Like I said, this is the first time I'm watching it in Japanese. So it's my first time hearing him speak in a casual communication voice. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, I can dig this. I want to hear more of this in superheroes.
Yeah, let's look forward to that because I want some more Broly.
And he does yelling fantastically.
Oh God, the man's been doing it forever. He knows he's a pro.
Gargling something, but it sounds fantastic.
Magic Box 67, John, Jungle Bell Rock, because now we're in the Christmas time.
The holiday hits.
The shot on the arm that Dragon Ball animation needed. Toriyama's script puts enough of a spin on recycled concepts to make them fun again. Sumitomo's music inches closer to being tolerable, but the true star is the team of talented animators and a director who allows them to cut loose. I think this is the best I've heard from Sumitomo for Dragon Ball. I mean, I believe AJ had brought up before, like we had talked about how animators struggle when they've got such short production schedules, but the same can be said for music because Sumitomo has done some good stuff. It's just sometimes it's not great, but here definitely had the time to craft something good.
Yeah.
And I think it's praiseworthy.
It is. Like, even towards the end when I think Goku's visiting Broly on Planet Vampa, how the music just fits so tonally well with everything. And you can tell it shifts from like a nice chipper tune and like to a calm tune and like to like a triumphant tune at the end. Which at the end, we forgot to mention that I think I do prefer the dub line at the end better than the Japanese line when Goku's like, you can call me Kakarot. Because I think in the Japanese, he's just like, my name is Son Goku and also Kakarot. But in the dub, he's like, my name's Son Goku, but Broly, you can call me Kakarot. And then title. Like, it's so, I feel like that's so much more impactful than just like, but Broly, as a fellow Saiyan, as a fellow person I respect and fight, I only let Vegeta call me this because he's also a Saiyan, call me Kakarot.
Yeah.
So
it's
great.
Like, We're going to be the Saiyan trio, and we're going to be best buds.
I guess
love it.
It's more implied in the Japanese, but in the dub, it feels great to hear. But Broly, you can call me Kakarot. It's just something about
Heck
that.
yeah.
Sean Schemmel, man, you can tell he really loves this character and puts his all in it. Like, I feel bad of how bad he was in the early stuff, but that's just, that comes with experience. But it's just,
of course,
man, just how every time he yells as Goku, like when Broly's beating the crap out of him, and in other parts of Z and in other movies, when he yells and he's supposed to be like near death yelling, he puts his all into that, and you got to respect the guy for that, because man, not everyone does that. You feel the visceral screams when Broly's kicking Goku's ass in the middle.
Heck yeah! Oh man, so good.
Puny god.
Oh, it's perfect. It works well because
so
he is
the transformation. Yeah, it's so perfect.
So now we've got a couple of long ones. So I want you to sit tight, and I'm going to read a whole lot.
Let's do it.
All right. So Michael at Metallics MT says, it is, without exaggeration, Dragon Ball at its best. The animation and storyboarding is refined in a way we've never seen in Dragon Ball before. The many colors that speaks to the mood of the film, from Vampa's oppressive yellow to the cool white and blue of the Arctic, to the intense reds of the lava-filled climax, all making for a visually stunning film. This is also where the many colors of the Super Saiyans shine brightest, the deep blue of the blue to God's cool and intense reds. The story is also up to snuff in a way we've rarely seen from Dragon Ball. It feels more focused and directed in a way more prior movies or arcs haven't been. Toriyama takes the edgy Z Broly and transforms him into a tragedy of circumstances. A tale of how nature versus nurture, how Broly's nature as an engine of destruction goes against his peace-loving nature, how the different legacies carried him, Vegeta, and Goku have shaped their lives. It is, in short, a marvelous film, one that brings Dragon Ball to a new level, and I love it to this day. Michael?
I was going to do the same thing. Michael, 100%. Oh my god, that hits a nail on the head right there. Like from the storyboarding, that's one of the first things I noticed while rewatching it, was how in the Bardock recreation, just in the 2-second Bardock recreation scene where he's up against Frieza, up against the planet, they usually, when I think of reanimations, the artists just retake the same exact shot and then just redraw it with updated quality. No, this is from like a different camera angle with different emotion and power in it, and it's just like, that's just like the red flag that's like, yeah, we're in for some serious shit, like some serious love into this story. And the colors of everything, like, I think usually we hate the Arctic because it's just a boring white background, but in this it works so well because there's so many other colors with the characters that contrast it so well, and then it like you said, it transforms into the volcanic at the end. It's so great. And then we just want to talk about the CG when they go into the multiverse or whatever. When they man, that part when Broly finally gets his like armor ripped off and then it's just like his bare chest, like we got that in CG. We didn't get that in well drawn. That'd have been so cool.
We got it a little bit right there at the end of him versus Gogeta.
No, I mean like the actual shattering of his like armor.
Yeah.
Like that's AMV like shit that we needed, and we're not going to get because we're not going to use that ugly ass shit.
No, of course not.
But yeah, Michael, everything, spot on.
Yeah. So we've got another one from our old buddy Omega Rockman. Thank you for taking the time for writing this all out. You've got a lot of passion, and I love that. So Broccoli, the movie, the good one. This one has some pretty nice memories attached to it because my wife and I won a contest to the LA dub premiere, which was right when the film came out in Japan. That's nice. Fucking cool. Yeah. For 5 minutes, I got to be the cool kid on the Kanzenshi forums. Some may have weird feelings about the chanting, Kakarot, Kakarot, go Broly, go, go, but I think it works in context. It probably shouldn't, but it does. Story of this movie's life, right? By that I mean, from a writing perspective, I'm honestly shocked that Toriyama managed to get so much mileage out of Broly as a concept, retooling him from just another I like to punch, Saiyan, bad guy, which works fine enough in the original film, to an abuse survivor who seems to only do what he does either as a trauma response or desperate attempt to earn his father's love, as is an inspired choice. I also love how much personality this Broly has, thanks to the nuances in the animation. I just love the little stuff that show his curiosity about the world around him, like poking Frieza's floaty chair and stuff. Chilai and Lemo also are great supporting characters. Honestly, Toriyama has this weird ability to take the stupidest fanboy ideas and rework them into much better stories than they have any right to be, like the Goku Black arc, aside from the ending, of course. Kudos to him. I also like how, even once the action starts, bits of character and story still pop up through characters acting and small bits of dialogue, where you can see moments of doubt and hesitation in Broly's eyes, and you can see moments of subtle conflict between Goku and Vegeta, where Vegeta isn't even hesitating to kill Broly, while Goku instead wants to try and talk him down. I believe at Cal's Kingdom once described this central conflict as something to the effect of the struggle for Broly's soul. Unfortunately, the film kind of takes a narrative dip once Gogeta pops up. The fight is still gorgeous, and seeing Frieza get his ass whipped is fun, but the whole conflict with Broly gets reduced to punch bad guy enough and win, like so many other Dragon Ball movies. It isn't until that last Kamehameha that we get that bit of character back from Broly when we see a genuine flash of honest-to-God fear in his eyes. In a way, this kind of works, since we just saw Gogeta fire one of the coolest Kamehamehas ever, yet we don't get to see it hit because they just reminded us that this is our new favorite Tarzan boy. So, fortunately, the film is able to recover in its conclusion. In that sense, I think Battle of Gods is more narratively sound than Broly by maintaining its focus, even if Broly has the better animation by a country mile. Still, both are fantastic films if you ask me. I'm sorry you guys don't really feel the same about Battle of Gods in your last rewatch. Me too, buddy. My only other major complaint is the dub. Not that the dub is bad. It's fucking fantastic, but it also has that asshole in it. I could go further into my thoughts on that, but I've been going on long enough, and I'd rather not bring the mood down too much. I will say that they should bring in Johnny Young Bosch to redo Broly's lines. Come on, do it, Funimation. I'll buy a brand new disc, and I'm not even joking one bit. Hashtag redub Broly.
Same.
There's a lot there, and man, there's so many things I want to pick at and talk about. Too. Is there anything out of that you wanted to jump on right away?
No, there was so much about my little mind forgot it all. Now we need to go by it sentence by sentence so I can be like, yeah, you're right, Rockman.
I mean, taking Broly from the concept that he was, just the I like to punch to an actual character.
I was gonna say how Battle of Gods is a very much a story kind of movie, but this one, like I said before, is a straight up just a battle kind of one, but it shows how good a battle movie can be when you set it up right, when you give character development, when you put that in there. I love how he says that it's the soul, or how he said that Cal said
the battle for Broly's soul,
that it was the battle for Broly's soul, and it feels so right. That really is what it is, and this poor guy. Like I said, that's why at the end when Frieza's oh, we'll just wait until Chi-Lai and Limo kind of control Broly, and then we'll come in and get him under our control. It's that's actually a good plan, because Broly's kind of in this limbo state where he's very much a child, where he's can be manipulated or set on the wrong path still. He's still, his mind is his world's been shattered basically. Yeah. Because there's a whole new world out there, and now he can be manipulated the wrong way or the right way, or choose his own path, you know what I mean? And
yeah. I think it might have helped if, besides just that we need to punch this guy and beat him to win, if there was more of a way to tie in Broly's dangerous nature at this point with an actual threat to things, I don't know if he was just firing off indiscriminate blasts and it was going to go for a town or something, and they knock it out of the way. They're shit, we got to take care of this guy now and go the full force, Gogeta.
Maybe if they had just one shot of it, a town, or maybe even going towards Bulma, and that's when Gogeta's all right, enough playing around, enough romper room time. It's time to end this. But
right.
That makes me I like how Gogeta is his own character, and how it's just I'm gonna have fun with Broly or take him out, because I like how in this story, the fusion of Goku and Vegeta, this Gogeta character is not the fusion of both. It's a whole new character. Because when he's talking about how, no, I need to come up with a name first, because that'll be really cool. I don't think either Goku or Vegeta would ever say something like that. You know what I mean? I need to have a name because it's cool. That's something kids would say. But this new character that's formed from the two of them, those two personalities combined into this new character, might think that way.
Yeah, I really do enjoy that it's a different person. Granted, he's got the memories and stuff of Goku and Vegeta, but personality-wise, different person.
And it doesn't help that they chose to, even way back in Z, that they chose to have the two voices fused as opposed to one new actor. But
which is, I don't know. It's been inconsistent in the anime,
I think, to sell the point that it's a new character.
Right. Yeah, I feel It would have been nice if, I guess, we would have had just a different voice for fused characters. I think
we look at the fusion characters a lot differently if they had completely new voice actors as opposed to the two voice actors together.
Yeah,
it's cool, true. But I think it wouldn't been cooler.
It would have sold the concept a bit better.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get at. You're right.
So let's cap this off with some trivia. You down for a little bit of that?
Let's cap it, baby.
All right. So question number 1. This movie is not the original debut of the character Kikono, the yellow alien that works under Frieza.
I thought I recognized him from somewhere before.
Where did he debut?
I don't know, in your dreams?
Oh, yeah, I dream about Kikono all the time.
The little alien Frieza henchman with the tentacles?
With, like, the little antenna that was
Yeah, that's like, I don't know why you want the Dragon Balls Frieza. You want to...
Yeah, exactly.
No, was it a game? Was it a game?
No, it was a manga.
No way.
Yeah.
This is a minus?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I'm just deducing by what else he could possibly be in at that time period.
I'll give you a half a point then. Since
when did he show up in minus?
During the part when Frieza is talking to him.
Oh, okay. He's back there. And I was expecting to have to see like Avo and Kato in the very beginning, like in the background somewhere. That would have been a cool little Easter egg to have them just sitting in the back amongst Frieza's henchmen. But no.
Right. Question 2. Chi-Lai's name is a pun on what fruit? And what previous Dragon Ball character shared the same source pun?
Ooh, you're taking my Dragon Ball card away here, man. I these puns, after Beerus and Whis, after like knowing that this is alcohol, I've not cared about what other puns these characters' names are. Even Gine, I don't even know what she's from, man. It's
if I'm remembering correctly, it might be aubergine. Which is
so it probably is like
plant.
pronounced Gina then, isn't it?
Well, it didn't. That's how they say it in Japanese, is Gine.
Oh, okay.
But I might be incorrect, or that was something that's like, we thought it was this, but it's actually this other thing. So
right. No, tell me what's Chi-Lai?
It is lychee, the fruit. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, okay.
Is that the same as Dr. Raichi?
There you go. That was the second part of it. I'll give you another half point.
I got that. See, I can put two together there, but...
Number 3, final one. This is the first film since which previous movie that has not involved Tadayoshi Yamamuro involved in animation?
Huh.
Basically, what movie did he first have control over what characters look like?
I have no idea.
I know I brought it up when we were talking about it, but that's fair. It was a very small detail. His actual first credit as being character designer for Dragon Ball movies was movie 8, the original Broly
Really?
movie.
Oh, that's pretty iconic then.
You can't come back to where you started. Sorry, buddy. Your time is up. To the heroes' minds with you.
Man, you keep giving me these questions that I will never get, because it's all about like, oh, this Yamamuro. Like I'm just not remembering his name. I'm sorry. I don't.
That's fine.
It's hard.
I tried to give other ones. Talk about Kikono. I talked about name puns. I don't know what else you want from me.
I love the trivia. You're letting me know things that I don't know. Making me look like an idiot in front of all our friends and people that think we know Dragon Ball. You think you know Dragon? Exactly. You think you know GT? Doug doesn't know GT.
Oh, I think that's a good way to end it here with just shaming you.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
This movie, I look back on my wall of like figures. I'm like, oh, that's why I have so many Broly figures. This movie was freaking awesome.
Hell yeah!
It's so good to like revisit this movie with you, especially, man.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice.
Even though you got a new microphone and I can barely hear you because your new microphone isn't set up all the way.
Right. Yeah, we'll figure that out. That's not this one. This one's fine. It's just the headset one that I do while we're doing calls.
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you for listening. We love interacting with you, keeping you in the conversation, hearing what you have to say about the movies comments that we do. Yeah, gosh, can't thank you enough. It's so nice to see. You can continue to tweet at us at WeGotAPod. You can email us at WeGotAPod@gmail.com. I have this line here. Pressure Doug to read and catch up on the super manga.
Just gonna say. I'm in the battery diet. I don't know how to. I don't know how this works.
Can't charge it again. That's impossible. We're going to make it happen yet, man. It'll be so exciting.
It'll happen. It'll happen now, especially.
Thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use his track, Kakarot Theme Hip Hop Trap Remix. You can find it and other great tracks by Rifti on his SoundCloud. Thank you to our sponsors. Doug, where do you want people to find you?
You can find me at Jabaz Doug on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Not Facebook. I don't know why I say Facebook. I'm not on Facebook.
That's fine.
Instagram.
All the other
That's
good
the
ones.
other one.
The gram. Find you there. You can find me at Saber_Breaker. Please subscribe to the show. Tell your friends. Post a review. The only way people know about the show is word of mouth, and it helps a lot. Send a link to your friend. Be like, hey, these dudes know about Dragon Ball. They'll talk about stuff. They'll make you laugh sometimes, maybe. It super helps us out. And we'll find out what we're doing next time. We did all the movies. Well,
Broly will return in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Maybe that's what we'll do next. I don't know. Do we want to put ourselves through that after going through this high?
I'm going to need all the alcohol.
Just a whole bunch of it.
All the alcohol, all the drugs, all the sensu.
That we should make a P.O. box and people can send us booze to drink while we
There's not enough in the world to help us with that movie. There's not enough.
Nope. It'll be an interesting time.
We gotta play a game with it or something. We'll figure something out.
Ooh, yeah, we'll come up with something. Anyways, thanks again, guys, and we'll check you back later.
See ya.